The Art of Money Getting Golden Rules. For Making Money by Phineas Taylor. Barnum is a 19th century classic, filled with ideas and concepts that the day after over 140 years still remain as true and valid as they were back when it was written. So, in this video, we're gonna go through the key takeaways and ideas from The Art of Money Getting, but before we do, feel free to subscribe for more book summaries weekly. Like the video if you find it informative, and share it with a friend if you think it would also help them. Takeaway number 1: life below your means if your expenses keep overtaking your income. The authors are just tracking your expenses, and while doing so, separate necessary expenses from luxuries. You might find that your luxuries far outweigh your necessities. It is the eyes of other people that ruin us. If I were blind, I would want neither fine clothes, fine houses, or fine furniture. Those who live all the way up to their means can never become financially independent. A lot of people end up poor, even though they earn way more than they would ever need to lead a comfortable life, simply because they let their expenses rise with their income. Any decrease in spending within their eyes be a step backward and away from their luxurious life, and that's what ends up ruining them, as they have no way of keeping up with spending once the income is lowered or disappears completely. The road wealth consists simply in spending less than we earn. Listen to this interesting story. A gentleman of fortune began to prosper, so his wife wanted a new, elegant sofa. So he got the sofa despite the ridiculous cost. When the sofa arrived, it was suddenly necessary to also get chairs that would match well. When it's soon after that, the sideboards, carpets, and tables also. This soon expanded to even more furniture, and all of a sudden, the house itself was too small and old-fashioned for the furniture, and they built a new one to match the furniture. In the end, all of this in aggregate with service maintenance costs almost brought the gentleman to bankruptcy. And was there really a true need for all of those extravagances? Takeaway number 2: take good care of your health and avoid addictions. A person cannot accumulate a fortune very well when he is sick. He has no ambition, no incentive, no force. Too many people pay no attention to their health, and it's often ignored for the sake of fashion. People even deliberately trained themselves to love things like tobacco and overcome the natural repulsiveness so much that they get to love it. Habit is second nature, but an artificial, heavily stronger than nature. Many smokers can go longer without food than without smoking, as they become the victims of acquired taste. When you look at it objectively, the main things smoking achieves are damaging your health, spending money, and setting a bad example to others. This also applies to the excessive drinking. To make money requires a clear brain. If a man's brain and judgment are warped by drinks, it's impossible for him to carry on successful business in the long term. Takeaway number 3: picking the right location. Picking a vocation that suits you is very important for success. Parents often like picking vocations for their children and expect them to oblige. The children might even end up being decent to do it, something that they don't like, but they'll never be as good as they would have been doing something that they like and find interesting. Naturally, in a world filled with such diversity of professions, there is seldom any reason to work uphill your whole life. When you pick the right vocation, make sure to also pick the right vocation for your business. Starting a business somewhere where that the main is already well met, or there's no demand for it altogether, is also a good way to work uphill, which you should avoid. Takeaway number 4: avoid debt that brings you down, and it's a slavish position to get, and you don't want to get yourself into a position where you're working for a dead horse that makes you buy things that you would never usually buy, because without it, it would have been obvious that you can't actually afford it. The author points out to mind the difference between that is used to generate more profit than it costs, and using that to fund luxuries. Money is in some respects like fire. It is a very Excellent servant, but a terrible master. When you have interest piling up against, you just keeps pulling you down more and more, but when you have interest, working for you, the opposite will happen. Money will keep working for you during day and night. He doesn't sleep, takes no sick days or vacations. It just keeps working. Takeaway number 5, rely primarily on yourself. A lot of people by default look only at negative possible outcomes and never end up trying to rely on themselves, but to rely on others. Instead, the author points out that until you can rely upon yourself, you should not expect to truly succeed in life. Your hesitation might not being your reign, and whatever you do, do it with all your might. It is this determination not to let the horrors or the blues take possession of you so as to make you relax your energies in the struggle for independence, which you must cultivate. Don't rely solely on your employer to give you income. Build multiple income streams and make sure to secure your financial independence while you are still young, and then you can sit back and relax. Don't count on any inheritance or luck. Either put the effort to succeed first, and only after you did your best. Try relying on the luck. Fortune always favors the brave and ever helps a man who does not help himself. If we ended up dividing all the money in the world equally, it was pretty soon find itself being distributed at roughly the same way it was before we divided it, as the rich would keep doing what made them rich, and the poor would keep doing what kept them poor. Here is a short version of a story the author has here. While camping in the desert, Muhammad overheard one of his followers say that he will set his camel free and trust the God too. What Muhammad responded, tie thy camel and trust it to God. The saying, be cautious and ball, is not a contradiction. You must be cautious when you make your plans and bold when carrying them out. Takeaway number 6, learn the value of money and business potential. If you want to build your own business, try using your own capital before borrowing. Making your first thousands could be way harder than making the millions that follow. Afterwards, it's very hard to succeed with money that you don't know the real value of. Poor boys get rich, while the rich boys get poor. People fed by a silver spoon often have not earned any money, so they don't know the real value of it, and therefore end up losing it. Learn something useful. Both you and your sons and daughters should learn a useful profession so that you may have something tangible to fall back upon. If your business fails, beware of changing from one business to another, especially if every project looks like a certain success to you. Avoid counting the chickens before they are hatched. When you are concentrated on one project, you will constantly look for ways to improve it. This will not occur if you keep jumping from one idea to another. Introduce a schedule system in all your projects. Do one thing at a time and always meet the appointments that you set up. When you have completed all the work for a day, that will be clear from the schedule, and you'll be able to rest carelessly, whereas without a system, you have no idea how far you come, and you can never have peace of mind knowing that a day's work is actually complete. The equate number 7, avoid speculation. If you engage in a business which you don't understand, you've lost your advantage. Don't let yourself lose the money you've earned in your business by investing in things that you don't understand whatsoever, especially if they offer unrealistic. Speculative opportunities may include hidden risks that you have no idea about, since you're not very well informed. So make sure to understand whatever you are investing in. The author also points out to never endorse or become a security for anyone without checking what they are up to, no matter who they are, unless the money that you're securing is the amount that you would not mind losing. Very trustworthy people can engage in speculations from time to time, and even if they usually run just legitimate businesses, the fact that they repaid previous loans does not mean that the next investment will be of the same nature. So always check everything before you sign. Takeaway number 8, advertise your business. Make sure that your customers get their money's worth, and then advertise. The fact the author specifically points out that it will be very wise not to use advertising so the Public can learn about your product or service. People love buying where they can get the most for their money. So make sure to offer them as much as you can. Avoid luring them by promising them what you cannot deliver. They might buy from you once, but they will consider you're an imposter, which will cause your businesses to gradually die out. Every business needs customers to return and purchase again. A French writer says that the reader does not see the first insertion of a net, the second one he sees, and does not read the third one he reads. The fourth one is when he looks at the price, and the fifth one he mentions to his wife at the 16th surgeon he is ready to buy, and finally when he sees the seventh insertion he buys. If you advertise at all, you must keep it up until your brand becomes recognizable in the public, or all the previous advertising was pretty much in vain. If you can have ever write an amazing advertisement that will grab the reader's attention at first sight, that's great. Advertising is not necessarily newspapers. Any effective way that you can use to reach the public is great. Takeaway number 9, be polite and honest. Be polite toward your customers. Politeness and civility are the best capital ever invested in business. If you are not kind to your customer, all the other things will be in vain. Treat your customers the way you would like them to treat you. The client is one that pays, and you're the one that receives. Therefore, you must put up with web manners. Also be charitable. It's a duty and a pleasure. Bear in mind, though, that the only true charity is that is from the heart. Be honest when making money. The origin of any money you may dishonestly will usually be discovered, and many avenues the success will forever be closed for you. Your integrity is priceless. Don't lose it, as no amount of money can repurchase it. Honesty is the best policy. Possessing more money lets you increase the happiness of others around you. Once you obtain money, accept your responsibility to use it as a friend of humanity. In general, money-getters are the biggest benefactors of our race. There are always bad apples in every basket, but there are exceptions to the general rule. To summarize, lie below your means. The rote wealth consists simply in spending less than we earn. Those who live all the way up to their means can never become financially independent. Take good care of your health and avoid addictions. Well, this is very self-explanatory, but let me go over again. To make money requires a clear brain. Pick the right vocation. In a world filled with such diversity of professions, there is seldom any reason to work up all your whole life. So make sure to pick something that you are interested in or enjoy doing. Avoid debt. Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. Make sure its interest works for you, not against you. Rely primarily on yourself until you can rely upon yourself. You should not expect to truly succeed in life. Your hesitation might end up being your ring. Whatever you do it with all your might. Learn the value of money and business potential. It's very hard to succeed with money that you don't know the real value of. Stay concentrated on one project and give it your best before jumping to another. Introduce the system to all your projects so you could track your tasks more effectively. Avoid speculation. If you engage in a business which you don't understand, you've lost your advantage. Winners, the speculation, are very loud, but we seldom hear of the losers. Advertise your business. It would be very unwise not using advertising so the public can learn about your product or service. Be polite and honest. Treat your customers the way you would like them to treat you. Your integrity is priceless. Don't lose it, as no amount of money can repurchase it. And thank you for watching. And make sure to get the book and read it or listen to the audio version. It's like an hour and 20 minutes or so of reading time. I leave affiliate links in the description so you can also support the channel with no additional cost to you. If you want, as a final note, let me just clarify that this is summary of a book. It's not investment advice. You should always do your own due diligence before investing, as it's your money and only you are responsible for consequences of your own actions. We left out of the way. I really hope this was insightful and useful to you also. There's a new book summary out every week, so feel free to leave suggestions to which book I should be reading next. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and feel free to subscribe for more content. Leave a like on the video so more people can actually see it, and share it with a friend if you think it will help them. Also, I'll see you next week and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Bye.